G'day punters, welcome to the mailbag powered by puntingform.com.au and betfair.com.au and hydrated by Goat Lager. Mark Van Triet, great to have you back.
Thank you, thanks for having me.
How was, well we know it was good, how good was spring for you and your team?
Team was pretty good. Obviously, well, starting with Brenton, he had a big day in the Bondi up in Sydney, riding 4 winners that day. He was quiet once Kubrick, yeah. It was a big result for us. $1 million race. Obviously won the Metropolitan for Chris Waller, come play with me.
Pete found that. Pete was up there that day. Pete decided not to come on camera today, punters. That was quite interesting, that setup. It was vetted or reshoed before it jumped?
Reshoed, yeah.
Big win.
It's huge. Tough horse. Very tough.
That was a pretty good form reference too, in the end. That
It
race.
was.
And
yeah.
the race that it came out of.
Yeah, so yeah, it had a pretty solid spring. And then obviously Damien, well, we were relatively quiet leading into Flemington. But Flemington always set up pretty good for him. Obviously the Derby.
Not hurt by the ride given to the eventual Derby winner at Caulfield.
Yes.
Made it highly likely that they would seek alternative arrangements. I felt.
Yeah, well, it was good for us. Put it that way.
It's good for me too, personally.
Yeah.
I loved warning. I love what it did at Flemington. The first win it had at Flemington, off not an outstanding sort of ride, but it really stayed.
It was massive, yeah. It was
and then at Caulfield, I thought it did everything it possibly could have, given the race shape and the way it was asked to go, then slowed on the corner.
yeah.
But then it kept finding through the line, whereas thought of that was completely blessed.
Yeah, and look, and then I thought obviously the ride in the actual Derby itself, which I discussed with you, obviously, tactics, the best way to sort of where we should put that horse, and it worked out quite well. It was good for everyone.
Yeah, I think, especially when they jumped and he was positive, but then he let Mark go in front of him.
That was
just give him a bit of cover the whole way around.
It was happy days from there.
It was a really nice situation. What else happened? Anything else interesting?
Miami Bound, obviously.
Did you think it'd stay?
Look, obviously she's bred to on the dam side. I actually thought she was more of a wet tracker, and she may prove to be, I'm not sure, but look, it was strong staying efforts on the Saturday and the Thursday, and again, things panned out beautifully on the Thursday when he got the cover with Geordie Childs, just sat on the back of Geordie there, 3-wide cover, and
that was
fairly painless from there.
Strange decision, the tactics by Geordie on Vegas Jewel, and played right into Ollie's hands.
It did, yeah, but otherwise he was going to be playing it there. So.
I thought Game was a moral in-run, and the way that paraded.
I did too. Look, I thought just the run it was going to get, I thought it was clearly the hardest to beat, but
didn't look like it stayed.
Obviously didn't stay.
It was a fascinating parade with Miami Bound. There was a really different setup to the Saturday, where it won well, beating Vegas Jewel.
Yeah.
Then it didn't want to run, with sitting up at the 800 with Ollie on it, and the Clark at the
well, look, even Ollie, that caught him by surprise. He'd never experienced that with her before, so he had his concerns before the race. He said, he didn't know what was going on. So.
Interesting setup, and really big carnival for you and Ollie, and good start to it with the gun up in Sydney.
Thank you.
So we'll kick into Sandown, punters. Hopefully my partner will be home quite soon and we can offload the young fella, but I'm trying to be a responsible dad. And just a big shout out to any mothers out there watching. I have a great appreciation for what you do, and I've done each and every day that I try and be a parent. So we're going to do race 2, race 4, and then the quaddy legs at Sandown. It's a 10-race card. It's a deep card. It's a big card. I wouldn't call it a deep card. I call it a very thin card. It's a card that I found pretty hard to pick apart and find anything worth sort of suggesting you bet on at this stage, but we found a couple.
I think so. Look, it's a skinny meeting, but hopefully we can steer them in the right direction.
So we'll kick off in race 2, which is over 3,200 metres, Melbourne Cup trip, the Sandown Cup. There's the synthetic hold coming up on your screen now, and then you'll see my speed map. Sound comes up favourite here, and then Hacky, then Azuro. Sound's comes out of the Melbourne Cup and comes out of some big SPs to be a pretty short price favourite here. Thoughts?
Agree. Big SPs, and it's landed up at the top there as well. Look, for mine, it's a very thin race. I thought the race sets up beautifully for a Zero. He ran second in the race last year.
For the big Yogi Bear.
Yeah, I'd say it's been set for this race again. It ran well in the Hotham. Yeah, it hasn't been busted like some of these others going through all the staying races. He looks like he's going to be peaking the right time. I think he's great value at the moment. I really think he's the one.
I 100% agree. I found the race a bit thin and a bit hard to figure out, but speaking to you prior to doing the show, I've clarified my opinion here big time. I think 420 you can get at the moment. You can get 380, 390. I think it'll start closer to 3, maybe shorter. The second in this race last year, it handles Sandown and enjoys Sandown. 2 or 3 starts back, it was 5th to Surprise Baby, who I think should have won Melbourne Cup.
Yeah.
So you can draw a line through that versus horses like Sound and Nerf Bosk, etc. I thought Wall of Fire maybe will improve, and Hackey will be obviously pretty suited, given there's nothing that's going to take it on the lead.
Yeah, it should run along, but it's obviously had some hard runs out there in front on the speed.
So I'm very keen as Zero in race number 2. Race 4, Mark, is over the 1500 metres, Widgie Turf's favourite. There's the synthetic hold punters, and here's a speed map. Did you find an angle here?
Look, it's not an overly strong race. I thought there's a couple there you could have question marks on. At the 1500, maybe William Thomas. I thought it had every conceivable at Flemington.
I concur. It did have every conceivable.
Yeah, Manano Balinique, it's drawn off a little, drawn out, a bit tricky. Again, I know they've got aspirations of going to the railway, but I'm not so sure it's a miler, strong miler. I thought, look, Goldfields, it's going to position up on the speed. Won
the
the
Ninja Warrior. The Ninja Warrior. How many more meetings has the Ninja Warrior got left in him?
I don't know. Is this it? This could be it.
I don't know. I thought, because I didn't pay enough attention, that Flemington was it for him. But obviously that's just the last time he's going to Flemington. So
yeah, I'm not sure. But look, it's coming out of a pretty good form race.
There's a stack of winners out of it, isn't there?
Yeah, Mandela effect. So it's going to be rolling up on the speed. Your main chance is Widgie Turf and that they're going to be giving it a start. So I thought, what's it sitting around $8-9?
Yeah, $8.
$8.
Been a little bit of support early.
Yeah, I think that's a field of 8. That's a great each way value.
Yeah, I'm happy. I agree. I'm happy to be against William Thomas. I'm not as happy to be against Widgie Turf, but I will be.
I'm not really against it, but I think Widgie Turf is obviously the main danger, but it is going to be giving it a start, I would have thought.
Yeah, and it's that sort of camp where it's hard to put a line through the horse ever. Like he can keep them going better than others, I think.
Yeah.
I agree Goldfields, but Stevie Bass is a pen job for me. Manala Blunick is a horse I found first up at Caulfield and backed, and I think it should have won, but Jake was a bit negative on it in the mid-race.
So where have you got it in the run Saturday?
Well, I find it really hard to map the horse.
Yeah.
But I don't think they'll be too positive because
I don't think they're positive, as I said, because I think they want to get to a railway or something like that. So they're going to surely be conservative and let it sort of hit the line.
I thought it was a horse that's had a little bit of sort of spruik about it. Music Bay. Cops Willow now, first time.
Yeah.
I think it'll end the 1-1. I think that's a perfect sort of setup for Craig. I think the horse has enough ability to be really competitive here, and if he is positive early, lands that 1-1, he's got the aces against like a Widgie Turf and a William Thomas here. I think he'll be off and gone, and if it can find it, it'll be hard to catch. And a horse I wouldn't rule out is Vassilator at number 7. I think Vassilator has good ability and in the right camp to sort of fire eventually.
Yep, I agree with you. Music Bay, I think it will improve big time.
Yeah, I think if you're sort of like not that keen to bet against Widgie Turf, I think Music Bay's a really nice sort of place bet or in an all-up or something like that.
Yeah, sure.
Quaddy legs, let's get into it. Race number 7, 600 metres. Fair to remember the luckless runner repeatedly. He's now favourite. Pretty Brazen, Banco and Heart of PUISSANCE next in the market. There's a speed map. You keen to bet here? What do you make of Banco? Ollie's obviously ridden the horse last 3 starts. Was beaten by B Hunter at Bendigo. very frustratingly and only just.
It was very
Then it knocked over
frustrating.
Narone at Sale, and Narone won on Wednesday, which I didn't think possible. It won really well on Stakes Day at Flemington.
It was strong, yeah. Yeah, look, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that was part of the original plan to go to the Guineas, Sandown Guineas Saturday. Like the plan was always to get that stakes race at Flemington, which they did. Obviously, it was a great result. And given how the races come up, and the horse obviously come through the run fine, it's there for the taking. Like I don't think it's overly strong. I think from out there, Craig will obviously come across and sit right on the speed. There doesn't look to be a hell of a lot of speed. Defend probably going forward, and then the rest sort of just taking a sit. You agree with that, or?
Yeah, I thought Defend leads. I thought Banco, KAVALMO, whatever.
I think KAVALMO's scratched.
Okay, Sir Loft, Conqueror, sort of there or thereabouts. Ollie's written Conqueror as well. I think it brings okay form and we'll get a nice run. A Fair to Remember won't have any excuses on Saturday. It will get every possible. I thought PUISSANCE, what it did at Moonee Valley was extremely impressive.
Yeah.
It was...
Did everything wrong.
And still pissed in.
Yeah. And I think Sandown's only going to suit it.
It's got a lot more time to straighten it up.
Yeah.
I think Zara will suit the horse too.
100%.
I've got it on top. I think it's... I wish we got a bit of a better price to sort of find out, but I'm happy to play at $5. I've been watching Call Me Seamus big time in the yard. I think at like $27 plus. It's capable of doing something here. Are you alright? Mate, please.
I don't know if you agree with that.
Yeah, so like pretty keen to find out what PUISSANCE can do here, and happy to bet to find out. I think A Fair to Remember's overbet, and is often overbet for a horse that needs luck. It does lose John and get Jai, but I don't think that's a huge upgrade at the moment. And Pretty Brazen, I think, can win if enough of them, if there was enough speed, which I don't reckon there would be. There's going to be with those scratchings you just mentioned.
Yeah, look, I'm with you. The speed's a worry, but I'm with you on PUISSANCE. I still think it'd be good enough. Like you said, it did everything wrong at Moonee Valley. It couldn't have been more impressive at Warrnambool. Sort of just did it on.
Yeah, whereas like horses like A Fair to Remember has been nommed and scratched repeatedly for the last 3 months, so it's been up for a while. Pretty Brazen's been up for a fair while. Banco, we agree, has been up for a fair while. Conqueror's been up forever. PUISSANCE is that horse that's coming up.
Yeah, and Defend, where do you put it? Obviously, it's going to get a nice run up on the speed with the blinkers on at Cranbourne, brained him, but I think couldn't have got a worse race.
I think with the lack of speed, it's not going to suit. But I do love that Ben Melham's on. He'd be thirsty and hungry. I think Ben Melham and Mark Zara are jockeys that we can get something out of in the next sort of week or so. I reckon they'll be pretty disappointed with the amount of prize money they've missed out on in the last couple of weeks, and will be very, very hungry. Anything else?
No, you pretty much covered it. I agree there.
Race 8 is the Zipping Classic. There's the market punters, Southern France's favourite from Humidor. Speed map, there it is up on your screen. I found this race almost impossible.
Gave me a headache.
I'm a Del Harrell fan, but I'm not that much of a Del Harrell fan to suggest betting on it yet here. It's a horse where when I map a race with it in it, I sort of anticipate or hope for positivity. You don't always get it.
Yeah.
I think it'll sit outside the lead here. I don't know what to do with Ventura Storm, who doesn't run bad races, but again, last weekend, was trying to bite the other horse. Bro. Yeah, he tried to bite the other horse when finishing last week.
Yeah, I'm not a Ventura Storm fan. Look, Dale Harold, I think if you put a line through its run at Geelong, which you have to, it was given none there, it's got pretty good form lines coming into a race like this. Look, it ran second in this race last year behind Taj Mahal. I think it led, trying to lead throughout. So Benny will be positive
they
here.
Broke away and fought it out, didn't they?
Yeah. So Benny will be positive here, no doubt. As I said, if you can just get that last run out of your mind, well, I actually think it's probably would have been a lot shorter in the market. Southern France, to me, it looks like it needs another lap. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Your read on that.
There was huge wraps on the horse out of the camp, though, which...
I mean, look, it was a terribly run race in the Cup, and it was 3 wide, but it didn't suit. But yeah, I'm not sure. For me, I
what did you make of Gaelic Chieftain? I thought it got claims here.
Well, I liked it last start because the blinkers went on, and that's the key to the horse, with the blinkers going back on.
I thought it wasn't suited though last start.
Wasn't suited, wasn't given the best of rides, but I think maybe it's one that would appreciate a bit of give in the ground. Sort of needs to cut out. If it could get its toe in, I'd definitely be all over it.
Miss SISKA, which was, what about last week? Did you take the 41s?
No, I didn't.
Oh my god. didn't have a cent on the place either.
Oh gee.
On one of the hardest days I've ever had on track, if I could have punched a $41 winner home. The boring you?
Yeah, I'm not sure. What it's not for me over the 2400. I'm happy to risk.
Yeah, I think we've got to.
I think Humidor probably. I see the blinkers again going on Humidor. Again, wasn't given.
Wasn't suited last start.
Wasn't given the greatest of rides. The horse is actually going better than what it looks.
Yeah, I agree.
So what price actually?
It's favourite, second favourite though. That's the problem.
Yeah,
so
so
I think it's you can never get rid of Humidor, but it's priced like it's been flying. I think more to get a Betfair account and just hover on the race in run if you've invested in the race on horses like HARRAILD or Gaelic Chieftain, and if it is motoring, you get plenty of time at Sandown to pick it up.
Yeah.
And get on and get out. But yeah, I'm keen to back Gaelic Chieftain and HARRAILD if any here in a thin, tricky sort of race.
I'm HARRAILD, yeah, for sure.
Race number 9. There's the market punters. Here comes the speed map. Ollie rode Platinum Angel last start with 62, was it?
60 or 59.5, I can't remember. But look, he
Loomed, didn't really let down. I thought it was a bit plain.
He said it was a little plain, but probably more so felt the weight. That was his view of it. So obviously she has a big drop here in weight. And she hadn't had a lot of luck before those runs at Flemington. So, but
this is a perfect track for her.
It is. I think she'll run very well, but you know, she's one of those horses that seems to find trouble if something goes wrong.
Yeah. I thought there's a horse here that finds trouble all the time, but finally gets a setup I think that suits, and that's Fidelia. It's got an SP like dominant profile over a lot of these in this race. I think the booking's good. Is it Mellon? I just wrote booking good.
Yes, so. Ben Mellon. Yeah,
Mellon back on. I think there'll be enough speed here. I hope Victory Kingdom jumps with them. I hope Jamaican Rain's ridden positive. Gentico, Sweet Scandal, all want to roll forward. Maybe even Shrouded with Miss. Ollie was pretty positive on one more try. Geez, that hemorrhaged, didn't it, that day? Yeah. And Kings Brook's got some speed. I think Platinum Angel and Fidelia will be the strongest from the back, and I think Vanuatu is the other one with a fair bit of scope here. It goes super at Sandown. I think Begg's got his horses flying, like Miss SISKA last week. I'm pretty keen to play Vanuatu and particularly Fidelia in this race.
Personally, I thought this race has got shit written all over it. I was happy to stay out. If you forced me, I'd be Noir, but okay. No confidence.
The lucky last leg of the quaddy, race number 10. It's over 1,800 metres, and what do you call it? What do we call this race?
Is this the Eclipse?
The Eclipse. Yeah. There's the market, and here comes the speed map, and well, there's an import here, which I'm sure, like many of you at home, confused me at the start. Like, why is there an import running at Sandown, not last week at Flemington? You've done the tapes, and I think you're pretty keen to sort of.
I think I'll jump straight to the front and just win. Keep going.
That's Setting Sail, number 4, Setting Sail here for James Doyle and Charlie Appleby.
Yeah, Plain Sail was good at Flemington. It'll come across. There's Willow on that, I think. So.
Yep.
Yeah, so he'll be positive. So he'll probably be in the slipstream there. But there's a lot of sort of mid to get back horses in this race. So if they're going to go forward, they're going to have to be putting them out of their comfort zone. I
thought Pacadali the only chance. The only thing I could tempted to bet on. The run at Kyneton was a bit plain though, but I think I could give it one more crack. Might
have been weight related.
How good it was at
62.
Moonee Valley.
Yeah.
It was a really, really big run at Moonee Valley. I'm going to back both. You've convinced me setting sail. I hope we sort of get a bit of a better price than 225. Which
yeah, hopefully we might get a bit of a drift there.
So we're holding fire with it. Yeah, but Pacadale around the $5. I'm happy to bet both. If she's a dashing paraded really strongly, I'd be tempted to get something on or just chop, but drawn barrier 1 I think is enough to sort of hold fire once more.
Yeah.
So best bet on the card for you is race 10.
Race 10 setting sail, but I'm also very keen on a Zero.
My best bet is race number. I concur with both of those, Azuro and setting sail, and we'll be having a little all up. And in the all up, I'll be including Heart of PUISSANCE in race number 7. So race 7, number 4 in there as well. That'll be my value too. Going to play all 3 in a little tricksy, try and lob something out of a pretty boring meeting. Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, it's always a bit of a letdown. I'll also be playing Goldfields. $8.
In Stevie, you still trust, eh?
So,
what's the sort of month ahead look like for you guys? Ollie's heading to Perth.
Ollie will head to Perth Saturday week. He's booked to ride Akinar, stay on the railway, and dig deep in the Guineas.
If he needs somewhere to stay, Pete can probably look after him.
Yeah, Pete's going to help him out there with it.
He's never home, so anyways, he'll have the house to himself.
So yeah, he'll probably ride through, Winterbottom and the Kingston town. Brenton's actually heading over there as well. He's on the equal favourite. Tell him we're coming.
Oh yeah.
In the railway, 53 kilos for Grant and Alana Williams. It's a nice ride. And then he's actually going to be heading to Hong Kong to ride In Her Time.
Oh, is that a bit of a scoop for us here?
It is.
There you go, punters. Cop that. A little bit of a scoop. All right, anything else we should do, Peter? Is that enough?
That's enough. Or promote me.
Yeah, sorry. So, punters, dribblers, our fans, our people, our loyal consumers of our shit. This is the last show I'll be doing for a fair while. I'm tapping out. Having a little bit of a break after a torturous long spring, winter, autumn combined into one. The mailbag, all the content will head to Perth. So you'll be getting preview shows and deep dives from Ann Snoozeness himself with special guests each and every time over there in beautiful sunny Perth. You can, and if you want to, you can get Mounting Our Mail from Perth for the carnival. So we're going to promise you is it 4 Saturdays? And maybe some other bonus meetings if just depending how the big fella operates over there.
Also, I think we should thank Shane Baker for the tremendous job he did delivering all the times in this hectic period for puntingform.com.au.
So crucial during Cup Week, eh?
Yeah, it was great.
Because you're tying races from like Saturday into Thursday, you want to know what they did. And
there was never a hold up, it was a smooth flow.
Puntingform.com.au, it's taken me from a nuffy to some clue. Just a little bit of a clue, trying to survive. Alright guys, have a good week. Thanks for watching. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks mate.
He was good.
He was fantastic.